In the shadowy aftermath of World War II, when piston engines still roared and propellers sliced through the skies like blades of history, a new silhouette emerged, sleek, compact, and powered not by propellers, but by raw, unbridled jet propulsion. This wasn't science fiction. This was Britain's bold step into the jet age. This was the Havilland Vampire F.1. Let's dive into the fascinating story of the first British jet fighter to enter RAF service after World War II, a warbird with a name that suggested it drank fuel instead of blood, and sometimes it seemed like it did. The Vampire's story begins in 1941 in the thick of World War II. But unlike most aircraft of the war, the Vampire wasn't built to fight the Axis powers directly. It was built to replace the piston-engine fighters of the past and usher in a new era of aviation. Developed by de Havilland, the same company that built the legendary Mosquito, the Vampire was a radical departure in design. With its distinctive twin-boom tail, mid-mounted engine, and jet intake straight through the nose, it looked like something out of a Flash Gordon comic, but it flew. And how it flew! Powered by the Goblin turbojet engine, the Vampire F.1 achieved speeds of over 540 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest aircraft of its time. It wasn't just fast, it was reliable, stable, and astonishingly nimble for a first-generation jet. Here's the twist. The Vampire never saw combat in World War II. The first prototype flew in 1943, and though production ramped up quickly, the Vampire F.1 didn't enter RAF service until 1945, just as the war was drawing to a close. Some say it was a case of too late to fight, just in time to matter. But that doesn't mean the Vampire sat idle. The aircraft became a cornerstone of post-war RAF operations, acting as a transitional trainer, a frontline interceptor, and a symbol of jet-age dominance. It was the second jet fighter ever to serve with the RAF, after the Gloucester Meteor, and it played a critical role in helping British pilots adapt to this bold new world of jet-powered warfare. In addition to its extraterrestrial-inspired design, the Vampire F.1 achieved new milestones in various aspects. It was the first operational RAF aircraft powered by a single jet engine. It utilized a wooden fuselage, a remnant of de Havilland's knowledge from the Mosquito. It featured a superb climb rate and agility, surpassing numerous of its peers in aerial combat, at least theoretically. Perhaps most notably, in 1948, a Vampire became the first jet airplane to take off and land on an aircraft carrier, the HMS Ocean, an amazing achievement for that era. The F-1 was just the beginning. Later variants of the Vampire were exported to over 30 countries, from Switzerland to India. The aircraft saw combat in a variety of conflicts, including in Egypt, Malaysia, and even the Indo-Pakistani Wars. It became a favorite of smaller air forces that wanted a modern, jet-capable fighter but couldn't afford the cutting-edge American or Soviet hardware. Though its service was relatively short-lived in Britain, the Meteor and later the Hawker Hunter would eventually overshadow it. The Vampire laid the foundation for Britain's post-war air power. It trained a generation of pilots. It proved that jet propulsion was not only viable but essential. And it showed the world that Britain was still at the cutting edge of aviation innovation. Today, surviving Vampires are cherished by museums and warbird collectors alike. Every time one fires up that Goblin engine and howls into the sky, it reminds us of a time when the world stood at the edge of a new era, nervous, excited, and ready to leap. The Vampire F.1 may not have dropped bombs over Berlin or dogfought over Normandy, but it fought a different kind of battle, the battle for the future of flight. And in that fight, it was a pioneer, a teacher, and, in its own unique way, a legend. So next time you hear a jet engine scream overhead, think back to the Vampire, the little jet with the big legacy. Thanks for watching. If you liked this dive into World War II aviation, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment about your favorite warbird, and let me know which aircraft we should cover next.